Okay, guys, so today we are going to go over some of the steps for that Harry Plotter Excel spreadsheet in class exercise that we've been doing. Okay, so just to recap, you will go to your bottom here taskbar, you'll open up a brand new Excel worksheet and you'll start working on it. Okay. On Play-Doh, I gave you guys an Excel sheet that looks something like this, but be very careful because that shows you some information, but it doesn't have the exact type of instructions, the exact type of inputs that I want you guys to have on your spreadsheet. Okay, so it's just there to give you an idea of what it's going to look like, what the input is going to look like. Okay, so if you guys are following along on that Word document that I gave you, you'll open up a brand new website, or sorry, not a website, you'll open a brand new worksheet in Excel and you'll start putting the information in B2. Okay, so that's my active cell there. I've already put some information in, as you guys have seen, okay, but you guys will start with a fresh new sheet and you're going to start putting in information on active cell B2. The first thing you're going to put in is item, okay? Then you're going to put in quantity in cell C. Then cell D, you will put in price, okay? Then total cost. Okay, the next thing they ask you to do is to resize the columns, okay? As you can see here, I can't see what quantity, the word quantity says. So I want to resize the column. In other words, I want to make it bigger so that I can see my entire text label. Okay, so the way I do that is I go to the top of the column. Once I have that solid sort of cross, I just click it and I spread it over until I can see the entire word. Great, so now I can see all my columns. I can see I've got items here, column B, quantity here in column C, price here in column D, and total cost. Okay, now, next thing I want to do is create a formula. Okay, I want to figure out what my total cost is going to be with each one of these things. I want to find out my total cost of my plain robe. Okay, let's extend that as well so that we can see everything. I want to find out my total cost for wizard's hat, total cost for wand, spellbook. Okay, so we're going to go here into total cost. All right, I'm going to work up here in the function bar so that you guys can see everything. Now, once again, I'm going to write a formula. Every formula I'm going to write starts with equals, okay? So I want to now create a formula that will multiply this cell with this cell. So this cell is C3 and this cell is D3, okay? So I'm going to write a formula which will be C3 times D3, okay? Now the nice thing about Excel, once you're putting in formulas, it highlights your cells that it's going to be using, okay? And I can see that. It tells me as it's highlighted, okay, I'm going to multiply C3 with D3, and I will get my formula, okay? Once I have my formula, it looks like it's good, I hit enter, okay? So great, now I know that I'm gonna have a total cost for plain robes will be 74 pounds. Don't forget, we are here in France, or sorry, in Monaco. And in Monaco and in France, when you have decimals, that is expressed with a comma, okay? This is in pounds. I can change that. I can change the value later, but let's not worry about that for now. Okay, so I know that that formula works. I could put the formula in each box, but imagine if I had this whole column filled. That would be boring. It would take a lot of time. So I can autofill all of my columns because I know that this formula is correct. The way I do that is I just go on the active cell. So I click on the active cell where my formula is. And now, once I have that solid black cross like that, that's at the bottom right-hand corner, I click it on and I drag it down. okay? I'm going to drag it down one more because there is one more row that I haven't filled in, okay? I also want to buy jelly beans, and I'm going to buy 2 of them, and those jelly beans will cost £1.99. Okay, good. So I added that as well. That filled it in. Okay, so this is what your worksheet should look like so far. Okay, we've put all the information in. We've got a great formula that works for each one of these, which is wonderful. Okay, now the next thing I'd like to do is I want to figure out what is my total sum of all of these. Okay, so I'm going to put my total sum in E9. So E9. This is E9. All right, I am in E9. And I'm going to figure out my total sum. Okay, same thing. When I do a formula or a function or anything mathematical, I want to put in an equal sign. Okay, then I'm going to write in sum. This tells Excel, hey, look, I'm going to add a whole bunch of things together. I'm going to add a whole bunch of cells together. All right, so I'm going to add up all of my cells from E3 to E9. Oh, sorry, E8. That's right. So I want to add up everything from E3 to E8. The way I do that is, like I said, I'm starting a formula. All right, equals, sum. Then I put in a parenthesis. And once again, those are going to be from E3 to E8. Okay, great. So that little colon there, those 2 little dots, that tells Excel I want to add everything from E3 all the way down to E8. And then I finish that by putting in another parenthesis. Sorry, a parenthesis. Okay, great. And like I said, Excel shows me the columns I'm going to add up. It shows me that I've got a formula. It shows me here sum, that I'm adding everything from E3 to E8. I hit enter, boom, it's all done there, okay? So that is wonderful, okay? The next thing I want to do, okay, is I want to create another worksheet, okay? When I create a new worksheet, I go down here to the bottom. And that little cross there, I click on that, boom, I've got another sheet, okay? Don't worry, I didn't lose anything because I've still got my sheet here. If I click on sheet 1, it'll take me back to what I've been working on. So I'm going to go back here to sheet 3, okay? Now I want you to create a new sheet that's going to look something like this, okay? It'll look like this, a shopping list of all the things you want, okay? We'll go over this in class, but it's also on your worksheet, okay? The worksheet tells you which cells you're going to put the information in, which font you're going to have, okay? These are the different font. You can see up here, it looks different. Up here, the font is a chalk duster, and it's size 13, all right? That is what you're going to do for next class, okay? There's also on the worksheet from points 14 to 19, there's another bunch of information that you're going to put in. But don't worry, we'll get there. That should be enough for you guys to start for the first class. All right, guys, let's go back to that sheet. Now, don't forget, you want to close it. I always like to save things to my desktop so I can save it. So I go to Save As, Desktop, Save, and that'll be good. Okay, I will see you guys in class.